Hey guys, it's Fair Arts here. I'm sure if you are very active on the social media space, you must have come across one or two posts talking about Debbie this, Debbie that. And some of you would have your opinion on the issue. But I'm here for some of you that don't even know what exactly the problem is or what exactly is making this person trend on Twitter, especially. Sorry, former Twitter, X now. Alright, so this is the gist. So a Twitter user, you know how these normal tweets just fly now. Somebody just randomly tweeted and she said, there's a lady that wakes up at 5 a.m. to cook, to make her husband lunch for work. And then this user, who is Debbie now, Mummy Zee, responded to her, said, I've always been too lazy to wake up and get his lunch ready. But the day he told me a colleague brought 2 spoons so that he will eat with her was the day I set my alarm for 4:50 a.m. That was where the issue started. That was all that this lady said that caused all this brouhaha. Alright, so when she said that, other people started commenting. This is from a guy. He says you can call her a slave or whatever on Twitter, but in reality she did what she had to do. I don't think anyone should snatch anyone because of food, but then she prevented her husband from possibly spending a lot more time with another lady because of food. And then this Mummy Z responded, who is Debbie, I feel men would understand better. She just resumed there. Oh. She saw he wasn't bringing food and suddenly she brought spoon. He came back home and he told me about how she's been extra friendly. I decided to try to start packing his lunch. Before he fall for the friendliness now, sharp woman, she decided to do what? Pack food for him because, okay, I'm not even saying that it's wrong that you don't pack food for your husband to work. Fine. But then when she realized that, come on, I think somebody wants to use friendliness to enter, and you know the way to a man's heart is what? His stomach. You understand this thing? So she decided to do wake up early and prepare food for her husband. Please, is anything wrong in that? And that was how this woman started receiving backlash from feminists, so to say, on Twitter, saying that this is modern day slavery. Please get a divorce. And note, she's pregnant. Yes, they're expecting a baby, and then they were like, how can you be waking up by 4:50, 4 a.m. to cook for your husband? That's not all. Somebody said, I almost died from laughter reading this her tweet, because bringing 2 spoons is elite tactics. 2 weeks in and she will start asking him, what should we eat this week? Am I lying? It's the truth now. Obviously, see, you cannot underestimate the power of a woman, especially one that can cook and that is nice. Please, before you know it, next week, okay, should I make spaghetti or should I make rice, or you do like so, what's your best food? Before you know it, one day she will forget 1 spoon and they will both have to share the same spoon. Oh, the was. You understand what I'm trying to say? And then another person said one day she will invite him home for dinner. They will eat, they will Netflix, and after that day, he will be stopping over at her house for dinner before going home. Soon, he will stop eating at home because I'm not hungry. Obviously, he has eaten at the colleague's place, so he will not want to eat. And that person said then she go switch to hang ball. I admire your wife, she's a good woman, but errors do come to an end. The husband, what he law, say what he law. Now, somebody else said the psychology behind a man falling for a woman that offers him food is not necessarily the food itself, it's the semblance of care and attention that the food giver offers. Now, it's not because of the food that this man might actually fall. See, if you constantly show kindness and niceness to someone and the person is accommodating that kindness and niceness, there's every tendency for the person to start liking you and eventually probably fall in love, hopelessly in love with you. And this woman, the wife at home, probably haven't done anything wrong to him, doing her best, her duty as a wife. So you see these things, you just don't give chances at all. Now, I want to talk about some backlashes that she received from this her tweet. Remember, all she tweeted was that she wakes up by 4:50 a.m. to start preparing food for her husband because of a colleague that he mentioned to her that brought extra spoon to the office so that he can share in her food. So she tweeted that. These are the backlashes that she received from that tweet. Somebody on Twitter said, one lady, actually, this was somebody's response. She said, I will never wake up at that time to cook for my husband. The God that did it for Mummy Zee should avoid me. And you know what happened? Mummy Zee saw it. And then she responded, of course, he would. That is, the God that did it for me would avoid you. Because he doesn't give his children's food to dogs. Oh, see, I do not support some feminists on Twitter. When I say some, I mean because some of them can be they can be very funny with their comments, and then so many things were said. And you know one thing about social media, not just Twitter, social media space, they would go and dig. So they went to Mummy Zee's page and they went and checked and checked. They couldn't find any dirt on her or anything that could probably bring her down or something. They saw a post where she was saying that she wanted to buy a fridge of 180k, and then her husband bought it for her. Like it was really obvious that they were managing, they were struggling and everything. So people wanted to now show that, okay, well, being a good wife, they pay. And then they decided to ask her to drop her account number. And ladies and gentlemen, like joke, this woman has made over 2-point-something million on Twitter. Good woman, they pay. Don't let anybody deceive you. Now, I'm not saying that you must wake up by 4 a.m. I'm not married. So it works for different people differently. But what I want to point out from this whole story is honor your husband, guy. Because based on what I've seen on this woman's posts and previous posts that she has been posting on Twitter, she respects her husband. She honors him. And a woman, when you find a woman that honors her husband, she is going to go far. The marriage will go far. That's a blessed woman already. That's a Proverbs 31 woman already. So, what is your opinion? What do you think about this whole Mummy Zee story? Are you part of the people that say this is modern day slavery? Waking up by 4 a.m. is modern day slavery. Can you do it? Or do you feel like marriage is about compromising, sacrificing, bringing down yourself and then doing some things that ordinarily you wouldn't want to do for yourself? So let me know what you think in the comment section. Bye, guys.